welcome to another episode of
The Sissy
Club.
The Sissy
I
Club.
was gonna go to say Cecilia Club.
No, it's the Sissy Club.
Okay.
To the Sissy Club.
To the Sissy Club.
This is Jade,
This is Alanis.
and we are gonna be talking a little bit today.
A little bit.
Yeah. Today we have a very interesting episode. Just bear with us. We just came from a Chinese buffet, and
We're so full.
oh my, I cannot breathe. I ate so much. I had 2 bowls of cookies and cream ice cream.
The ice cream
Cookies
was
and cream.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
The ice cream was so good.
It was really good. And then I had a whole plate of sushi and another whole plate of
the
stir fry.
noodles. The noodles were
stir fry
so
noodles,
good.
and then another whole plate of random miscellaneous things.
Like
so
crab ragoons. Ugh,
yeah.
so good.
So I hope you're having a wonderful day.
Yes.
And yeah, so today, do you wanna say what we're gonna talk about?
Yes, sure. Today we are going to be talking about the pros and cons of social media.
Yeah, but from our points of
Yes.
view, from the point of view of an extrovert and the point of view of an introvert, because it's our pros and cons. It's not like everyone's pros and cons.
Yeah, exactly. No, of course, it's our podcast.
Yeah, I
So-
know, but just specifying that this is from our experience and what we think. So
exactly.
if you don't agree, that's totally okay.
Yeah, yeah. So your points of view of what you think are pros and cons, and what I think are pros and cons, and
Yeah.
to see whether we agree or disagree on.
I told her not to tell me.
Yes.
So we could be surprised. So yeah. Maybe we should start with pros, because I feel like we
Sure.
should end it in cons and the things that we have maybe caught onto that could be negative.
The problem is I have very, very little pros.
I have a few.
You have a few.
Yeah.
I am not, for those who don't know, I am not very much of a fan of social media. So I don't use it much. I'm not very active in it to a certain level. To a certain level. And I have more of a hate relationship with it than a love relationship with it.
And that's totally okay.
I use it, and it is entertaining and useful for many things,
Right.
but I do believe it makes more damage to me personally. More damage to me itself.
And I'm sure a lot of people could agree with that.
Yes. It makes more damage than it does good to me.
Okay.
So
I will start with some pros.
sure, go ahead.
And I'm going to say one, then you say one, and then we discuss them, right?
Of course.
So I, unfortunately, I don't know if that's a flaw, but I am a very social media person.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy social media. I think it's fun. So my first pro that I think is my favorite one is definitely being able to meet people on the internet. Now I know if you're a parent listening right now, you're going to be like, "Yo, no, don't do that because you're going to get kidnapped." Just don't be dumb. Don't give away your address. Don't tell them, "Hey, let's meet up," after you met them the day before. If you're smart about meeting people, it'll be fine.
Yeah,
Just don't be stupid.
I don't think it's a problem or a con meeting people online. I feel like it could
No, to me it's a pro for sure.
it could be something very beautiful to be able to meet people all around the world.
Exactly. And
Just through a platform.
personally, since we were homeschooled, I don't think we have mentioned that.
Forgot to mention that.
Yeah. Since we were homeschooled pretty much our entire lives, it was a little harder to make friends.
Mhm.
So for me, the internet really helped me find the friends that I have. And some of the best people I have ever met, I've met through the internet. Like my best friend, should we shout out Nick? He's gonna love it. Shout out to my best friend Nick. I met him on the internet in 2014, I think. Yeah, November 2014. He's gonna be so mad if I forget that. And he's been my bestest friend ever since. We met on Instagram, and we just have talked pretty much every single day for years and years and years. And one time he flew all the way over here and he visited us from Germany.
Yeah,
the first time we ever met, he flew all the way from Germany to Miami to meet us. And I thought that was so cool.
That was awesome. I am honestly so happy he did that.
Yeah, he's the best.
It was an amazing experience.
The first time we ever met anyone from the internet was in our One Direction concert in 2015
in New York.
In New York. I know,
We
New
lived
Jersey or
in-
New York. Yeah, New York.
And we lived in Puerto Rico back then.
Yeah, we've traveled all the way to New York to see One Direction. Best day of my life. And I had met this girl called Erin. Shout out to Erin. And I saw her there and I was like, oh my god. I had to say hi. My dad didn't know. He was like, what the hell? But it was such a beautiful experience. She was so nice, and her mom was super nice too. It was so nice. And I mean, I met my boyfriend on the internet.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest one. Absolutely the biggest one. That one's a big story that I feel like someday
We should do an episode on that entire story.
Yeah, definitely. It was big.
Very long.
Very long process, but it was a great relationship that came from the internet. So yeah.
So I definitely think that's one of my main pros, being able to connect and meet people that you would have never been able to meet if you hadn't met for the internet. So that's my first pro. I think that's my favorite one.
I agree with you. Yes, that's a beautiful thing. But I have not had the same experience, I guess, in that sense, or I don't have the same way of looking at things the same way that you do.
That's true.
I feel like I have a lot of trust issues, and I feel like everybody's lying to me all the time.
I mean, that's fair.
So I have never been able to connect with anybody through the internet because I don't feel like they're being genuine,
Right.
and they're not being real. So I just feel like they're just letting me see what they want me to see.
Right. And don't get me wrong, that has happened to me as well. You
it's-
just have to meet the right people.
Exactly. So I guess I haven't met the right people. So I have only been able to see like people that just like are not really being completely real with you.
Right.
And just they're not genuine.
It just feels like a weird vibe.
Yeah, and you don't feel that sense of calm when you're approaching that person or talking to that person. It just feels a little like there's a wall, you
Right.
know? And when it's a physical connection or like a present thing that you're there with the person, you can just feel a little bit more just by the way they move or they talk and their expressions and everything like that. It's like a little bit easier to feel the lies to feel the lies,
To detect the lies.
to detect whether they're being genuine or they're like, you know, hiding something or there's like something behind
Right.
that you wouldn't normally see through.
No, I
the
agree.
internet.
I just think I'm so used to meeting people on the internet that it's like an easy thing for me. But I do agree that meeting somebody in person could maybe make you feel more comfortable.
Yeah, it
because
definitely
you can
does.
maybe read more into the person.
Yeah, it definitely does. It doesn't. I don't feel very connected to a person that I meet on the internet as I do with somebody that I meet physically. You know,
Right.
I
Okay.
have never been able to have that same connection.
Okay.
No matter the the person itself, it just doesn't connect with me that well.
Okay, that's fine. Do you
Yeah.
want to bring your pro?
So that's one of my pro cons.
Oh, she had a separate category, the pro cons.
So I had obviously the cons and the pros, but I had one that it's a pro but con at the same time, depending how you look at it. That was one of them, meeting people. It could be a great thing if you find the correct person.
That's true. Uh-huh.
But it can also be very
Not good.
Yeah, just like a process of
Yeah, it is a long process.
Yeah, it could be draining to just like try to constantly
I think
follow up to see
I've-
whether it's real or not.
I've
you know?
gotten lucky with the people that I've met.
Definitely.
Because not only, Nick, my boyfriend, and, people like Erin, I have a lot of other friends that I've met
You have
through
a
the internet.
bunch of friends that you've met through
And
the
I
internet.
obviously there's people that sometimes once you get to know them, you dislike because of the way that they are and stuff like that. But
That's just
I've never
always
met
going
a
to
bad
happen.
person. It's always been good people, and different points of view and stuff like that have maybe changed my mind about them, but they're still good people, and they're still people that if you call them up, they're gonna be there for you and stuff like that. So I think that's good.
Yeah. One of my pros is that it could be a good source of information, and a good, if you look well enough, it could be,
That could also be a pro con, because there's
Yes.
also a lot of misinformation.
exactly, yeah. If you look well enough and you make sure and confirm that what you are looking into is correct, then yeah, definitely I feel like it could be a good source of information, or just like a place where you can see a lot of new things that you can just learn about.
Or also, it can keep you updated in the things that are going on.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so it can like keep you updated, and you can learn a bunch of new things if you look well enough. And it can just shows you like so many things that could be like interesting, and new things that you wouldn't have seen otherwise,
Right.
like cultures or places,
I agree.
problems, and
You have a lot
stuff
more
like
to
that.
see than if you didn't have social
Exactly.
media.
So you get to see a lot of things that you would have never thought about,
Yeah.
that if you didn't have it, it wouldn't have crossed your path.
Right.
Because it's since it's so vast and it's from all over the world, you can like find so much information that just like it's far from you.
Right.
So that's one of my pros.
I agree. I think that is definitely a pro, and I like it. I like being able to stay updated in what's going on and be able to see maybe problems that people are going through that you don't really even think about. So you can be a
Exactly.
bit more grounded and realize what's actually going on.
Exactly.
I feel like that's a pro.
It is a pro, but it's a con.
A pro con. Oh my god, another pro con.
Like, yes, it can be a pro that you get to see so many things, but it can also be a con that you get to see so many things that you can't possibly do, or you can't possibly be
guess.
part of. So it could be just as good to see all of these incredible things, but it could also be so bad to see this
A little
incredible
frustrating.
things, yes, that you can't possibly ever get to do or get to experience and stuff like that. So it's just like gives you that sense of nostalgia, that of things that you never got to do,
Right. I understand
or that
that.
we'll
Yeah.
never get to do. So a pro con.
Another pro con, guys. Okay, so that was your pro con.
Yes. So okay. So my list of pros is very short. It's very short, and the pro cons. I just realized that my pro list is just it's
Pro
like
cons.
it's mostly pro cons.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. That's exactly what we wanted to get into, because we both have very different views on social media itself.
Yes, we do.
So I thought it'd be a good idea to talk about it. So, and I've realized that a lot of people hate social media.
Yeah.
I
But-
mean, the vast minority that kind of loves it. I don't know.
Actually, No, most people I feel like love it so much and get to do so many
It's like
things.
a love-hate relationship. I don't know.
Yeah, so many people just like love social media and everything that it brings, but some other people is just like, no,
Right.
it's not for me. Not my thing.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good thing that we're both one of those people. So
Yeah,
just like,
exactly. So my next three pros are kind of connected, but I'm gonna go through them individually. So I am a big, I like to be a big fashion person, because I cannot afford the fashion that I like, but I am a big fashion person, and I enjoy, makeup or just things like that. And I feel like social media has given me a source to inspire me in that sense. Like, I love seeing people's different outfits and different tattoos and different art and just different makeup styles, because it gives me a lot of inspiration. And I feel like this is probably a bad thing, but most
pro
of
con.
the
I told you.
Yeah,
I
but,
told
like,
you.
most of the things that I'm into, or that I feel like are my style, I have gotten from the internet, and I found that inspiration on the internet, which I feel like it's fun for me to look for these styles and look for these different types of things that people are doing and use them as inspiration to do my own thing, which I don't think maybe I wouldn't have had that same outlet of inspiration if I hadn't had social media. Like,
yeah, definitely.
I follow a bunch of girls on Instagram that have like amazing different outfits, different hairstyles, different stuff, and I like to use that as an inspiration. Also on TikTok, again, different outfits, different people like making different types of music. I like listening to that as well. And I mentioned tattoos because I've been looking at a lot of people's tattoos lately. I don't have any, but I feel like it's nice and it's connected to my other 3. So do you want me to go into it?
Go for the 3.
Okay. So with that, with finding inspiration and connecting with the other things that people are creating, comes maybe feeling understood. So I added that one because I feel like a lot of times I have found a lot of comfort on the internet.
Yeah,
like whenever I'm feeling a very specific emotion or a very specific thing that I'm going through is really bothering me, I can find people on the internet that are going through the same thing. And sometimes it's just like easier to connect with people that you've never met and talk about it, and just like you just feel more understood. You cannot just talk about these things to anyone.
I completely disagree on this.
Really?
Yes, it's completely different for me. I hate the fact of just telling anybody like that I don't know anything about me. That's just a no-go for me.
But not even in like telling. I just mean like
connecting.
Yeah, you can see other people posting about that same thing that you went through, and you're like, wow, like I'm not alone, you know? I can, like, as an example, as a survivor of a long distance relationship, I struggled a lot with that, and it was a little devastating at times. And I found a lot of people that were going through the same thing, and a lot of people giving advice on what you could do to make it work, and a lot of people sharing their experiences about how it worked for them. And I ignored the ones that said it didn't work for them, but it just brought me comfort, and I felt again understood because nobody around me really understood what I was going through.
Yeah.
So I feel like that helps me.
Yeah. I think since I have always hated social media a little bit more than you have, or like that I have not been as into it as you have, you found a lot of things that are so much like they're so good for you, right? That I haven't gone through that, you know. I haven't been able to find those people or find inspiration, yes, but not find the connection that you could have through the internet, because I just altogether avoid it, you know. I'm like, this is not for me, I'm not gonna deal with that. So all the experiences that you've had throughout your life with the internet, I haven't, but that's because I just been avoiding a side that you might think it's also a con, but like, you know, it's just for me avoiding that side, I have like lost the other good side.
The one that I brought up that was a con was in the finding inspiration, that maybe it could make me be less creative because I'm kind of copying other people, but I like it, and I'm not afraid to be like, oh, I got inspiration from this person, or this thing that I did I got because I saw it on TikTok. Like, I don't care to say that. I don't care about being unique. Like, it doesn't matter to me. So I think it's fine. I love following trends.
Yes, you are a trend junkie.
Yeah, I love following trends, and like the trend is over and I'm done with it, and I'm gonna go to the next one.
Yes, that's so you, goodness.
So I don't know, that's why I think that might be a con for people, and a lot of people might judge people like me.
Yes.
But I don't care, because I feel like I get to express myself that way, following trends and getting inspo from other people, and just like being on what's the hottest, you know, take. Okay, you bring yours.
Yes.
You bring yours. But that's a few of mine. You know, finding inspiration, feeling understood. Oh, there was another one, but I'm talking too much. Okay,
No, I
you
think
you
you're
go
good.
for the next one.
My next one was technically on the same role as you.
Okay.
I feel like it's a great place that you can expose anything you know that you like, that inspires you.
Oh my god, we have the same one. Like the
Yeah.
one that I have written next is that.
Oh, exactly. Well, and that you can expose anything you're passionate about. So, again, a pro con.
Oh my god, another pro con.
It's just I feel like it could be a great place where that's a pro. That's a pro. A great place for you to express yourself and expose anything that you're interested in or inspired, or your art, or you know, anything that you truly want to share with the world. It's a beautiful and great place to do that in.
I have a
You
pro
know?
con for this one.
Okay, go
So
ahead.
my next one was that being able to share your creativity, you know,
exactly,
and be able
yes,
to
yes.
share your paintings
Mhm.
and share your art or share whatever you made or whatever you're reading about
Mhm.
or whatever you want to talk about. But I also think that is a little bit of a con that the community doesn't take that art and creativity serious if you don't have followers.
Bro, that's literally what I had written down.
Yeah, because you know there's so many small artists and small businesses that are freaking awesome. They work so freaking hard, but they're just not taken as seriously as others because they don't have that big following or that many likes. And I think that's annoying.
That was on my con. That was literally on my con. It says like how you like if you don't have certain amount of followers
Yeah.
or people that you know are there, so many doors will be closed.
Yeah.
Just because you don't have that number.
Yeah.
And no matter how talented you are, no matter how good your product is, no matter how great anything that you're doing is, it will be shut down just because you don't have that followers or the people reaching out, you know?
Yeah, and by a personal experience, I'm not famous by any means. But
You do.
I have a bit of a following.
You do
and,
have quite a lot compared to just normal people
Yeah.
that just like
and I don't care about, like, I don't brag about it or anything. I think it's like super cool, but like
and you've worked for it.
Yeah,
You've
for
worked
sure.
for those followers for years and years ago.
I have experienced how people can treat you differently.
Yes.
And it's just with, I don't know, 10,000 followers. Imagine we have 1 million.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I have maybe DM'd somebody saying, oh, I love your outfit. And they have like 200 followers. And they're like, oh, you wrote to me? Oh my God. Like, they're like fangirling. And I'm like, yo, I'm a person just like you. Like, it's not a big deal. I promise.
Definitely influences like how people see you.
Yeah. And I think that's annoying.
That number just like tells people whether you're good or not. And that's so hurtful. That could be
I
so
know.
hurtful for so many people, that just that little number that means absolutely nothing can just like tell people what you are.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
it definitely bothered me for a long time. Have stopped caring a lot, but you know, at some point I would get really bummed out if a picture didn't get enough likes or if I wasn't getting enough followers. I was like, bro, what am I doing wrong? But like, you have to go into it blind. Like, you have to be like, okay, I don't care about this. I'm just gonna do it because I like doing it. And then if you get followers, cool, and if you don't, then cool. Like, because if not, it's gonna be so frustrating.
Yeah, definitely. That was one of my cons. So we turned a pro into a con.
Yeah, no, I do love when that you're able to share, but I also think it's a bit unfair that it's at certain points, if you don't have certain amount of followers or likes, you're not gonna be taken seriously. So boo, Instagram.
Yes. So that was my pro, how you can expose anything.
My last one was cancel culture getting to the right people. And what I mean by that is it's fine, that we don't need that. And what I mean with that is, like, I feel like a lot of time, like before social media, you could just be rude to anybody and be racist to anybody or homophobic to anybody, and nobody was gonna know unless they saw you. But now, if you get caught on camera, you're screwed.
You definitely are.
Which I think in certain cases, with certain situations, people might take it too far and ruin an entire person's like life.
Yes, just for
Because
one.
one specific situation, but in other cases, like, I don't know, again, they're a very racist person, or they, I don't know, they sexually assaulted someone, and people have like a place to share that, so that way that person is known by the bad traits that they have, which I think is something that we didn't have before social media. So that's why this one is a pro con for me again.
Yeah, because it can also get to the wrong hands.
Yeah,
and it can definitely just like be hurtful.
It could be hurtful for
somebody that doesn't deserve, you know, the hate, you know, in the cancel culture.
Exactly.
So like, if you, a lot of people take things over the top and then just like take one little thing that honestly doesn't really matter, and they just take it out and put it out there, and then just everybody makes that little thing so big, and it can be super hurtful for that person. So it's a pro con. It's definitely a pro con.
Another freaking pro con.
I told you.
Yeah, but I don't know, I feel like there are certain people that just should be maybe having repercussions for their actions.
Yeah,
because there are a lot of people that think that they are invincible and they can just say whatever they want and do whatever they want, and they won't have any consequences. Exactly. And I think people need that awakening sometimes, because it's not okay to be rude to somebody or to hurt somebody or to, you know, be racist or sexist or homophobic or just like plain bad person, and be like totally okay with it, and nothing happens, because whatever, you know, that's my opinion. No, it's not your opinion. You're just a shitty person.
Exactly.
It's just a fact. And I think it's, I guess, a good thing that you get to see that, and you can be like, okay, that person, maybe we shouldn't hire her as a nurse because she is a terrible person and she's super racist. Maybe we shouldn't have her in this workspace because, or that there, it doesn't have to be because they're just not a good person that can be trusted in that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that is a pro. But again, you should have done a pro con list.
Yeah, I did not have that idea of the pro cons, but maybe we should have done a pro con episode.
I have another pro, only one more.
Another pro?
Well, it's not. Yeah, it's really lame. So that's why I didn't start with it. It's really lame. My pro con is that social media is really entertaining.
It's fucking entertaining.
It's really entertaining, bro. TikTok,
it
has
fun.
Me hooked. I could be there for hours being entertained.
I don't like social media, but I'm on TikTok for hours.
Okay, I don't like the behind the scenes of social media. Yeah. Okay, and then I'll get into why.
Oh, there's some more content. But yeah, no, I agree. Social media is really entertaining.
So entertaining, and you can find so many fun things in there, and you could be there for hours just laughing at random shit.
Our family is obsessed with TikTok. Like, we sit on the couch
today
we don't talk to each other.
Literally.
We just send TikToks to each other because we're just looking at TikToks.
Yes, today I am not okay. So I don't use TikTok. I just see the TikToks that show up in my Instagram.
In your reels,
yeah. So I don't truly use TikTok. Today I entered and I had 126 videos sent to me from only Jenny and Dad. Like, how? How?
Yeah.
100. It was 66 from one person and then 55 from another person.
When I'm awake like late at night, I know that my dad is still awake because he's sending me TikToks. Sometimes I wake up in the morning, I don't know, it's 7:30, and I know he's awake because he's sending me a TikTok, and I'm like, oh my god. Don't get me wrong, they're good TikToks, that's why he's sending them, but it's very addicting, which is also a con.
That's what I was gonna go for. My cons is that how addicting it can be to have social media.
It's really addicting.
The entertaining is definitely a pro, but the fact that it could be so entertaining that it's addictive, it's definitely
a con. Have had to fight with myself to understand that when I'm doing something, I cannot look at my phone.
Definitely.
Because if I look at my phone, I'm not going to get anything done. And it's like a constant fight. It's not like it's easy for me. It's addictive. Because I just want to look at my phone. It's really entertaining. And like if I'm, I don't know, working with something with work, I have to like put my phone aside and be like, okay, you're not gonna look at it until you're done, because if not, you're never going to finish.
Yes,
you're never going to finish.
All the time. But for me, it's not just social media. It's just anything entertaining to me. Well, like it's not my phone, not just my phone. Anything that entertains me, I will obviously
binge watch.
Slide it to that way more than anything that you have to focus on and work for. I think everybody's the same
sometimes
thing.
I think she's working in her room and I come in and she's reading a book and I'm like, which book is that? Is that new?
It's entertaining. If I'm reading, that entertains me, and it could be just as addictive as any social media, something, entertainment. So
yeah, I agree. I feel like I've gotten a little better at not looking at my phone. My teenage years, I was looking at my phone all the time. Like, yes, all the time.
Honestly, I used to... Wow, that's a con that I forgot about. Okay, so I didn't write that down because I had completely forgotten about. But your teenage years, the way that I hated the fact that you did not listen to me at any given point. I could be talking to you and then you're like, huh? What did you say?
Listen, that's not my phone. That's just the way that I am.
No, but not anymore. It was a constant thing. You were obsessed. You were almost an iPad kid.
I was an iPad kid.
Yes, but with a phone.
Yeah, but with a phone kid.
Yes. So that was definitely a bad situation that we were in.
Yeah, it's not anymore. I've gotten a bit more conscious about it. Definitely. And I mean, my boyfriend is not far away anymore, so I don't have to
completely
be on my phone all day waiting for him to reply to me, because I'm that type of person, unfortunately. Virgo. But I feel like it's gotten better, because the only social media that I truly enjoy for entertainment is TikTok. The others, like, I don't really like Snapchat. I entered Twitter to kind of be updated with what's going on and to see if Harry Styles dropped a new album. And Instagram, I like it because it's like where I feel more comfortable in like sharing content and stuff like that, but I don't really go on Instagram to be entertained, if that makes sense. Sometimes, but not that much.
I have realized that I don't like any other social medias that's not Instagram, and I cannot get myself to enter to any of the other ones. Which is, I think, a good thing, and another part of me that I've said, okay, you only like this one, don't go to the other ones. You already have your screen time.
Yeah, no, it's annoying because I agree, but I still find myself looking through my Facebook.
No,
Facebook sucks.
No,
I said it. Facebook sucks.
No, I decided I'm going to delete my Facebook. I don't use it. I don't want it. I don't use Snapchat. That's a no-go for me.
Snapchat is so problematic.
I have it, but it's just because, like, in case I need it for some reason. But I don't think I've ever I haven't entered there in like 5 months.
I have it to snap my boyfriend, Ivy, shout out to Ivy, and Daniel. Nobody else. I have not used my Snapchat for anything else apart from being nosy and looking at people's location, like, oh my god, they're in Hawaii. That's the only thing I use it for.
No, I haven't entered in Snapchat in probably more than 5 months, like 6 to 8 months. I don't use it at all. And then Twitter, I only enter when there's drama going on,
of course,
because that's like the best place you can find the drama fast.
That's true.
So whenever you like need information fast, go to Twitter. So that's the only reason I have one, but otherwise I don't use it at all either. And TikTok is fun, and
TikTok is the best thing ever.
Addictive. So I said, don't go to TikTok because you will be addicted. So
Dad, get off your phone. He's on TikTok right now. He probably sent me a TikTok earlier. I'm serious.
So I decided not to get into TikTok because I know it's going to be addictive, because just with the reels.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is it addictive or addicting?
That's a very good question, Diane.
I don't know. I'll keep saying, it's just I heard you saying addictive and I say addicting. I don't know which one it is. So whichever it is, I hope we're saying it right. And
addictive.
Sorry.
I think it's both. Let's look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so both are correct, but addictive is a better choice, since, One's an adjective, one's a verb. We don't care about that thing. We don't care about that. Yes. So addictive is a better choice than addicting.
Okay. Well,
but
let's move on.
both are correct.
Okay.
Both are
that
correct.
we learned something new every day.
Yes. Word of the day.
Yeah.
Well, not word of the day, but you know.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
let's get to the cons now.
Because it's been 40 minutes, girly.
Oh goodness, I have so many. Like literally,
Then you start, because I don't have that many, and some of the ones that I have, I already said.
No, you start, because I want to see your cons.
Okay.
I want to see if I agree with you.
Okay, so I'm gonna go through them. Okay, so first one is that, you know, anywhere there's positivity, there's always some motherfucker that's gonna be negative.
Son of a bitch.
Yes. So that's one of the cons. There's a lot of cyberbullying, and everyone experiences it. Personally, I am someone that doesn't give a fuck if you cyberbully me. I'm gonna be like, really? Are you serious? But it's something that could really get to some people.
Yes,
or like, I don't know, you see a person that posted a picture that has a lot of acne, and you have acne, and they're like, oh my god, your face is gross. Oh my god, do you even wash your face? And you're like, oh shit, that's what people think about. Like, it could be very like toxic.
It's so toxic.
I personally don't think social media has influenced me and my insecurities. I think my insecurities come from myself, not from social media, but I do think it could be very harmful for people that are maybe not super confident at the moment.
Yeah, definitely.
Because people can be very judgmental if you're not the pretty, perfect skin, skinny, perfect, beautiful person.
Yes, totally agree. That's one of my cons. And like you said, your insecurities don't come from social media itself. It comes from you within.
Yeah.
But it enhances it. Like, you know, it brings them out, and then you're like, oh, that is something that I'm not comfortable with, and I'm not, you know, used to. So it can definitely just like bring you down even more for something that you already are not
super comfortable
with and you're just like self-conscious about, and then you see other people just being completely mean towards somebody that has that same thing that you are insecure about, and god, does that bring you down.
I know, it's so annoying.
That's so horrible. That's the moment that you're like, okay, I'm done, I'm not going into my phone ever again.
I'm never going out of my room ever. Yeah, but I'm looking for this girl. I don't know her freaking name. I'm gonna try to find her so we can shout her out. But she has acne, and she freaking embraces it, and I love her for it. She's so freaking cool. And obviously she has a bunch of hate comments, but she doesn't give a fuck. She just posts whatever she wants, and she shows off her skin, and she's like, that's okay, because, you know, not everyone's perfect. And I'm gonna try to find her real quick because I love her, and I try to surround myself with influencers that are that way, because there can be, if you get in the wrong place, my god.
Yeah, I feel like
her name's Izzy, and her ad is Izzy Rogers, and she is so freaking cool. So like all her makeup looks are, you know, showing off her acne and stuff.
That's great. That's amazing.
And she's stunning.
Never see that.
No,
you never see that.
Like, she's so cool and stunning.
Wow.
You see?
Uh-huh.
And I love her because, you know, I am super insecure about my acne. So seeing her really like makes me feel awesome.
The thing is that it's just people, they don't want to do that.
Yeah.
They just have acne and they're like, I'm not going to post this. Or if I post it.
I'm not going to post it because people are going to tell me I'm gross. I was like, no.
Yeah. Like, but like they don't post it, or they post it all fixed up because they don't want people to see the reality of what it is.
And you know what sucks? People don't want to do that because you post something like that and you automatically get less likes.
Yes.
Like when I post a picture that is fixed up and I'm wearing something nice and my hair is pretty and my face does not have any acne on it because I edited it, I get thousands of likes. But when I post something a bit more realistic where I'm wearing maybe pajamas and my face is not done, I get no likes at all. And it's so annoying because you're like, oh, shoot.
And
there it is.
Yeah, and it hurts you that you're like, okay, so maybe I shouldn't post things like that because then people will not be
exactly. They're not going to like what I post.
They're not going to like what I post, and then
that's why I love her, because she doesn't care. She's like, whatever. So this is what I have.
That could be very hurtful for so many people. And I feel like, honestly, anybody.
That's why I like surrounding myself with influencers that empower you and just don't care, because you can use that as an inspiration.
Yes.
And you see how they
definitely.
don't care to show off their belly, they don't care to show off their acne, they don't care to show off their fried hair, and you're like, yes,
Because it's normal. It's
Exactly.
completely normal to have that, you know, and to be that way. And seeing just the perfect influencers that are just there constantly
which
reminding
don't get me
you.
wrong, I love as well,
Yeah.
but it's a bit exhausting sometimes.
Yes, constantly reminding you that, oh, I have to look like this, I have to wear this, I cannot be like me, I cannot do this. It's so bad and so hurtful, because then you don't get the exposure. Everything that's wrong with you doesn't get exposed
Yeah.
as it should, you know.
That's true. And we're all human beings. We all have flaws, and who cares?
Exactly. And people don't show them, and I feel like that's such a bad thing too for your mental health. And
So
just,
definitely,
for
I would
you.
recommend, if you have social media and you're a little sensitive about comments like that, follow Easy Rogers and people like that, because you're gonna see how they react towards hateful comments, and
Yes.
how you should do it as well, because fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
If you have the time to go on somebody's account and hate on them because they have stretch marks, fuck you.
Mhm,
I
definitely.
genuinely mean it. Get out.
Yes. So one of my cons was technically that.
So
you
same
know.
cons.
Same cons, and how everybody can be so judgmental. That's just horrible.
I think, and also in this one, I wrote expectations that from society, and that's kind of what we were talking about.
Exactly.
Like, you're expected to look this way, and if you
Mhm.
don't, then you're not cool, and you're not gonna have followers. And you're expected to dress this way, because if you don't, you're not cool, and you're not gonna have followers.
Yeah, and I think that it also goes with the one I put, that how people are so judgmental, and everyone can be so
So
hurtful
I
and mean.
I don't think it's obviously not social media's fault. It's people's fault.
Definitely.
Which is the problem. That's why
Definitely.
I don't have anything against social media, and I try to see it as, it's not the platform that I'm on, because I like this platform and I like what I look at and I like the way I can express myself, but I hate the people that act like this.
Yes, but the social media itself is ruled by people.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So the majority of it can be very bad.
Yeah.
And they're just this certain type of people that realize, hey, this is wrong. I don't like the way that social media is, so I'm gonna completely it's hurtful, so I'm gonna completely change that and go to what I actually want to show people, that it's normal and it's okay.
Right.
So
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. And I agree, but it's definitely a con, because some people can be ruthless.
yes,
But I also think it's a lot of it depends on the way that you see it, but it's a very big pro for me being able to see people that go through the same things as I do.
Yes.
This video is sponsored by Music Mogul Online. Have you ever wanted to learn to play an instrument, or learn how to sing, or write your own songs and make your own music? I'm sure you have. Everyone has had a dream like that at some point. With Music Mogul Online, though, you'll be able to make those frustrated dreams come true. Music Mogul has the best musical education on the internet. I mean, they've got trained certified teachers, live one-on-one lessons, they don't do any of that video lesson BS, an exclusive online platform, personalized curriculum so you can learn every Harry Styles song you want. Oh, and they specialize on creating self-sufficient artists so you can be the artist that you've always wanted to be. You can schedule a free meeting at mogulonline.com so you can meet one of our experts and they can help you make the best decision. It's time to start that musical journey, girl. Stop putting it off. One day you will die and regret everything you didn't do while you were here. You will thank us later. That is Music with a K, Mogul Online. Go schedule that free meeting today. We'll leave the link in the description below.
One of my cons is
One of your million cons.
one of my million cons. I mean, it's just, I already kind of spoke about them as I was saying my pros.
Yeah, same
my
here,
pro cons.
same here,
I
same here.
kind of just mentioned some of why. One of my cons is how overwhelming it can be to see so much information at once.
Oh, yeah. This one's a good one.
God, that could be so overwhelming and so draining to see so much so fast that your
I
brain
agree.
can't process.
Especially when it's very bad news.
Yes,
Like-
you can see so much at once, just one thing right after the other, constantly, and it could be. Ugh.
Which it's a pro con because again, you're aware about things that are happening that are real and happen, but sometimes it's a lot to take in at once.
Yes, but looking for information when you're, looking for it is completely different at being like drenched in it.
But it's-
right as you enter,
It's
and
crazy going into, I don't know, a social media app and first thing you see, a school shooting. Another
Yes.
thing, this husband killed his wife. Another thing, 1,000 millions of people died because of COVID and they keep dying every day. Another thing, there's a war going on.
Yes.
And our heart is with all the people in Ukraine, but it's a little exhausting to see because it can be very, very overwhelming. It's like, oh my God.
And the problem is you can't do anything about it.
No, that's the big problem, which in some ways you can, and you can try to get into activism and kind of talk about those things. But in reality, you cannot stop those things because they're really out of your hands.
Yeah. And I didn't mean it all in just bad information.
Right.
It could also be good information, but so much of it at once can be also overwhelming, like I said. Too much of it just kind of like you can't process that much information at once. And that constant, scrolling and then just like reading of articles and so many TikToks of this and that, it's just so much.
It can tire your brain for sure.
Yeah.
I don't have another con because I kind of mentioned them already. So I wrote negativity. I mentioned the extreme cancel culture that could be counterproductive.
Oh, we talked about yeah.
Expectation, I can't speak. Expectations from society. Caring about a number of followers, because if you don't have those, you're not successful or cool. I wrote, perfect pictures getting more likes than realistic pictures. Yeah. Those are most of my cons. That, to me, I think my pros exceed my cons. And to me, that's why I like social media, because I can't ignore all these things and see the pros that it has. That's why I like it. But I could see for sure how some people would be like, fuck this, I hate this, because all these can suck.
No, for me, the pros that I truly say this is a pro is how entertaining it can be. It's how entertaining and how you can,
if you're bored, just open that shit up.
Yes. And how you can like learn new things and just like see things that you wouldn't have seen otherwise. That's like my only pros that I'm like, this is great. But everything else that are my pros, I also have like a little con rated. So my pro cons. So
I feel like also this is not a pro or a con, but it's just an opinion. I feel like to enter social media is going to sound dramatic, but you should definitely, listen, we work with kids and we see a lot of 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds that have social media. And I feel like that could be very damaging.
At such a young age.
Yeah. Personally, I started for sure using social media when I was 12. And it was in a very innocent way. I just had a One Direction fan account because I was obsessed with One Direction. And that's all I did every day. I just posted about them. I read about them. I talked to other people about them. And in my experience, it was really fun because I wasn't into the whole, I need to look like this, I need to dress like this, I need to be like this. It was in a very innocent way. But I see a lot of kids that are 7, 8 years old, 9 years old that are going already through this, I have to follow these expectations. And like, bro, you're 7. You don't even know how to shower on your own yet. Why are you doing this?
It's honestly sad.
Yeah, it's very sad.
The amount of kids that you see that you're like, why are you acting like this? And when you truly look deep into it, it's their phones.
Yeah.
It really is. It's just the way they act, the way they speak, the way they want new things, and they want this and they want that.
There's so much to see that they grow up too fast.
Yes. And they
obviously, like if you're 14, 15, 16, that's okay because you're experimenting, you're learning about yourself, you're old enough to understand what's right or wrong sometimes. But bro, I feel like it's crazy how some like 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds have social media already. That can be, I feel like that there should be studies on that. I feel like that could like literally make your brain smaller or something.
Honestly, yeah. It's just, I think at that age from let's say 7, 6 to your 15s, those are such like
Important
crucial
years. Yeah.
growing
Yeah.
years of your life, that anything you see, anything you learn is going to be stuck.
Yeah.
It's there, you know. So seeing such negativity so young,
Yeah.
and seeing all these expectations towards you can be so hurtful, that you're like trying to follow them, and no, I have to be this,
Yeah,
I have to
like-
do that.
And you see how 10-year-olds are looking like 15-year-olds, and
Yes.
you're like, why? It's the phones. I know that's a joke that parents say is the phone, but in this case it is.
Yeah, when you see a 12-year-old already dressing up like she's 19, 20 years old, you're like,
I feel like when
excuse me.
entered the internet, it was the perfect time to enter the internet.
Yes.
Because I entered in a very fun, I want to be part of this fandom type of way. And I thought it was so freaking fun.
Yeah.
I did not care about all these, you know, influencers and shit. I just cared about supporting these bands that I like. And I had so much fun. I met so many cool people, and I never felt any type of, you know, toxicity towards me. Is that
But
a word?
You don't see that anymore.
No.
You see kids just like doing TikTok dances, following
TikTok dances,
Addison
wanting to be
Rae,
like
and
Addison
then-
Rae,
yeah,
exactly.
and then just like following all this woman, this
Grown women and
men that are like literally just doing their own thing, but they don't.
Yeah, it's not their fault because they don't have to like raise these
Exactly.
kids, but
the
it's damaging
kids-
to these kids because they are like, oh, I need to look like Addison Rae.
Exactly.
No, you don't. You're 9. If I show you a picture of me when I was 9, you're gonna laugh. Actually, we should put one somewhere around here because it's terrible.
It is like I honestly I think it's also the parents' fault that
Yeah, it's
they
for
give-
sure parents' fault. That's why I
Yeah.
wanted to bring it up. So like, I don't know. Again, we're not gonna tell anyone how to parent, but as kids that were on the internet from a very young age, and we are very mature kids. We've never had, I think, any trouble with the internet, with like creeps on the internet,
No, never.
or stuff like that, because even though, again, I joined the internet when I was 12, same kind of as you.
I got my first phone when I was 13.
Exactly. I feel like that's a fair age, and I had
Yeah.
a very normal experience. I didn't experience any bullying or anything crazy. I feel like it didn't really hurt me, but I could see how it could definitely be different for kids that are that age now, and with the trends that are on social media right now.
Yeah. So I do have some more cons, but I've just kind of like spoke through them a little bit as we've said, the cons and the pros. One of my other ones was how everything can be so superficial. And yes, how everything can be
Which
so
kind of
superficial.
applies with the whole like you need to look perfect and stuff like that.
Kind of, yeah, but it's just people only show what they want to show, obviously, and how you only see the best parts of people's lives.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
People will only show you what they want to show you, and it's the best.
Obviously, I'm not gonna show you a picture of me crying at 3 a.m.
Exactly. So
Ugh.
you can, like, when you're in a bad place, you're like, okay, you see all these people being happy and being, going out and traveling and being successful in this, and graduating and entering college and stuff like that. You can see so many happy things that is happening for that person, but you don't truly know
But
whether
it can make you feel like there's something wrong with what you're doing.
Exactly.
You're like, oh shoot, like maybe I'm late to this, or maybe I'm not
Exactly.
doing something right.
Yes. So you see only this happy memories or happy things that is happening to this people, and you don't see truly what was wrong, or what could be hurtful for them, and then you feel like you're missing out, or
That's
that you
true. The fear of missing out. That
yeah,
one hurts.
FOMO. And so you like feel like you're missing out, or like you're not doing enough, or you're behind, or
like there's people
stuck.
going to parties, and you're like, I'm in my late teens, early 20s, and I'm not going to parties, or maybe
Exactly.
I'm not going to college yet,
And
maybe I still live with my parents, and these people are moving into like
Exactly.
apartments. What am I doing wrong?
Exactly. And you can compare yourself so much
That's true.
with and everything that they have good, that you're like, okay, maybe I'm stuck. I'm not doing enough. I'm not, in the right place.
Yeah,
When
I
in
agree.
reality, it's not not that way.
It's different for everyone, and you gotta
Yes.
go at your own pace, because
And
it's just everyone has a different situation.
exactly, everybody's life is different.
Yeah.
And they have, some people, it could be like, you know, close, but it's not
the same. You're not the same people. You don't have the same situation, and it's hard not to compare, but you shouldn't, because it's gonna it's gonna fucking drain you.
Yeah, so that's one of my honestly biggest ones that I feel like it's very bad and can put you in a really bad situation with yourself.
Yeah, I agree.
It can really just like hurt
Holy
you.
crap, we have so many cons.
Yes, no, and I still have like 4.
Oh god.
We did say how you compare yourself to others. How everything's so superficial. How it's easy to hide your true self. And I think that goes back to the same one, right?
Thing. Yeah.
It's the same thing. It goes to the same one. Yes. And okay, this one will be my last one.
All right, finally.
Yes. How you can be in it for hours, log out, and you remember nothing of what you saw.
What the fuck?
Do you not do that?
I mean, sorta.
Okay, so I could be in bed 2 hours, 3 hours scrolling. I shut that phone off and I leave. I don't remember anything.
It was like you
I
traveled
saw.
in time.
Yes. The hours flew by. I remember absolutely nothing that I saw. I don't remember whether I was having fun. I don't remember if I laughed. I don't remember what video was fun, what made me cry, what I was like,
That happens to me. That's why when you sing like a TikTok audio, I'm like, I have never heard that in my life.
Yes.
And then I listen and I'm like, oh yeah, I've heard that, but that definitely, I agree. It's just a funny one.
Yeah.
Like,
So it's just like kind of like you space out. And this was part of my pro con list type of thing, how it could be escape from reality, that you like can just escape to the internet, just like
it can be escape.
Yes, to feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
But then once you shut off that phone or that computer and you get to your actual life, you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, I'm back. And then you can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
So
you have to face reality.
Yes. So it can be a great thing that you can hide in, and you're like, okay, time for me,
shut off,
not think about whatever's going on in my life. But at some point you have to face your own life. You cannot just sit there on your phone.
That's
just,
true.
You know, feeling good about yourself. Or
and like looking at dogs.
Being entertained.
I love looking at dogs.
Exactly. So, and then you have to go back to what's actually your real life. So that's a pro con.
Mm-hmm.
That's
another
a pro
con.
Let's see. And I have another one. I don't know if you're going to agree.
Sorry, that's my camera timer.
I don't know if you're going to agree. How you see so many motivational things, right? If you're
right.
What?
I don't know. She just says so much stuff. I'm scared.
This is a pro con. Okay, it's a pro con for me. I don't know how other people take it. You know, how you, if you're like trying to, you know, have a good experience in the internet, you can try to like find things that motivate you and, you know, like inspires you. But I feel like that could be just as good as it is bad.
Right.
When you, I don't know, I think this is just me. When I see so much positivity, let me say that again and we're gonna cut this out.
Positivity. I'm not cutting it out.
Yes, we are. When you see so much positivity in the internet, so constant, for me it drains me.
Like you become numb to it, sort of.
Yes, like it's just as bad as seeing so many bad things. Nothing becomes, you know, it feels like it's too much and you're like, okay, so everything's good now. So, you know, everything's good, everything's okay. So, you know, if I'm happy, it's okay. But if I'm sad, it's okay. You know, if I'm angry, it's okay. So anything that you know,
anything is valid.
Anything is valid. And that's fine. That's totally okay. No, it is not.
It's not okay. Always. I feel like shit.
So seeing so much positivity can, at least to me,
I can understand
be a little bit like, you know, I see so much okay and acceptance that I'm like, okay, not everything can be accepted. in this sense.
I think that's a personal thing
I think
too,
that's-
because
yeah.
you can be maybe hard on yourself, and you're like, you know, you're feeling sad, and you see, you know, being sad is okay, being like this is okay, and you're like, no, it's not okay, because I don't feel like it's okay for me. I don't feel like I'm doing okay. You know,
I
maybe it's like a
guess.
very personal thing. It depends on the
It's
person.
just, yeah. So that's why I was like I was saying like,
Because
I
in
don't know
my
if it's
case,
just me.
if I'm like in bed because I just had a really rough day, and I see a post saying that, you know, if you had a rough day, just give some time to yourself, and be like, hell yeah, I agree. Because it is okay to have bad days. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely true. But I feel like at certain points, like you see one post and you're like, you know what, that's fine. And then you see another one, yeah, that's fine. You see another one, like, okay, is everything okay? Like, is everything that I feel okay? And
It's okay
accepted?
to have feelings.
It is okay to have feelings, but like to an extent.
Yeah, I agree. I
don't
understand
know.
what you mean. I don't necessarily agree, because it doesn't happen the same with me. I think it's a very personal thing.
Personal thing, yes. So that was one of my pro cons, because it could be great to, you know, be motivated with everything that you see, and, you know, find acceptance
Right.
for whatever reason, or for whatever you're looking for.
Yeah, I think that's
But-
one of my biggest pros.
Mhm.
Being to me is a pro. Finding acceptance, being understood, finding people that you can connect with, and that understand you. To me, that's
Yeah.
one of the biggest
But
pros.
for me, seeing too much of it, you kind of just feel like you said, numb to it. And,
Yeah.
you know, you feel like it's not real. I don't
Yeah.
know, you know.
I get what you mean. All right.
Yeah. So that will be the end of my pro
Okay,
con.
so the
pro
last
cons
last
list.
segment is gonna be social media, bop or flop.
Bop or flop?
You tell me what social media is. It a bop or a flop?
I think it's both.
You cannot have a pro con on here again.
This is a pro con. I
To
would-
me, it's a bop. For my personal experience, I think it's a bop. I understand how it could be a flop for some
for
people.
me it's a flop. Mostly for me it's mostly a flop. The amount of times that I've been, you know, sitting and just say, I'm going to erase every single trace of social media that I have on my phone.
I'll
it's
become a
going-
ghost.
Yeah. It happens weekly.
Yeah.
Or probably daily. That I'm like, okay, I don't want to be in it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to anything with it. That's why I just reduced my whole social media usage to
Yeah.
just Instagram, and
Right.
mostly because that's the place where I text.
Right.
So,
we just
yes.
send memes to each other and text there.
So like texting you through message
it's boring.
or WhatsApp, it's no.
I
Like
know, I agree.
I need a cute background at the end.
Yeah, the cottage core
Yes.
one. That was so good.
So I don't know. I just feel that that's the only place where I talk with people, I guess. So that's the only reason why I haven't gotten rid of it.
Right.
But for anything else, I don't truly like the feed.
Sorry, I forgot about this, and we are already on a different segment, but I have another pro.
What?
And it's probably a bad pro.
What? Pro con?
I love, which is probably why people also get addicted to social media, I love attention. And I like how social media can give you a lot of attention, and you get comments from people complimenting you, and you get DMs for people, and you like that attention. It's addictive to have that attention because you feel good about yourself, which is not good. It's a con as well, because you require,
you crave it.
you crave people's opinions, and you
Yeah.
crave people's comments because it makes you feel good.
Wow.
But-
okay.
I'm gonna keep it as a pro because I like
Yeah.
it.
Wow. Okay. So that's actually pretty good. I don't agree with it.
Right.
Because I am completely the opposite.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to be texting me. I don't want anybody to be complimenting me or telling me whether what I'm doing is right or wrong.
Right.
My opinion is my opinion,
And that's it.
and that's it. I don't need anybody to tell me whether they agree with me.
right.
If you agree with me, fine. If you don't, then okay. But you don't need to tell me about it.
Right.
So that's why I don't post.
Right.
That's why I don't truly write with anybody. I don't try to
Right.
expose myself in that way. So attention. You like attention. You
Yeah.
like attention.
So it's a freaking bob.
for me, I'll give it a flop.
Okay, well,
Give it a flop.
this is the freaking Sissy Club.
The Sissy
You
Club.
can follow us on Instagram
Yes.
at,
The Sissy Club podcast.
and you can add us on YouTube so you can watch the footage for this at,
The Sissy Club podcast.
and you can also add us on TikTok at,
The Sissy Club podcast.
just wherever you go. The Sissy Club podcast is gonna be there, except
There
on Twitter,
we are.
Facebook, and Snapchat. We don't have any of those, but anywhere that we
Props.
mentioned, if you go
Yes.
there, we will be there. Okay,
Probably someday.
Probably someday.
When
Yeah,
we
but
have like
you've already
5,000.
heard our hot takes on social media, so we probably won't have a Facebook. So
no, but I feel like Twitter someday.
yes,
Twitter will make our list someday. Hopefully.
maybe someday. Yeah.
Hopefully.
So this is it, guys. We will
This is
see you
it.
on the next freaking episode.
Yes.
All right. So see you next time.
See you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.